Well, hello and welcome to another episode of our Tribulation Soldier COMS YouTube and Facebook. Now, at the moment, we're almost halfway through the 21 judgments of God in a future time called the 7-year trial and tribulation period. So what I'm trying to do is obviously keep it really simple. For most people, knowing the most important parts of a subject is absolutely enough for them. This is the way that I try to teach, and I'll go into a lot more detail in future teachings in this series. But for now, just keeping it simple, just focusing on the major aspects. Now, this judgment is quite severe, where a third of all fresh water is turned bitter. And the reason I say quite is that in future judgments, in the 7 vials of wrath, that's the last 7 judgments, all fresh water is turned bitter. So I really just hope you enjoy this teaching tonight. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit notifications. Loads of videos coming up on this channel. Yeah, so quite a big subject, you know, the book of Revelations. And it really does take a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of preaching and teaching, you know, to be able to present this stuff to you. But hopefully I'm keeping it really simple. We're building up that picture of this future period as contained in the book of Revelations. So as always, I like reading the scripture straight off, you know, just read it straight off. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it was a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of rivers and upon the fountains and the waters. Fountains and waters, that's really important. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Basically, bitter means undrinkable. So firstly, the consequence of a third of fresh water on the planet being made undrinkable. Pretty pointless going into too much detail. We know it's a great need for humans, for animals, and it's also crucial for crops and livestock. So again, the scriptures that show some real specifics. So both flowing water and fountains, which would include springs and wells, will be affected by this event. So affected by what? So in the scriptures it says a great star, burning like a lamp. And of course in the scriptures, when you look at that, it's more like a fiery torch you'd handle, like a fire, like a huge fiery torch entering our atmosphere. So just quickly, a really quick description of the difference between an asteroid and a meteor. An asteroid is like a huge chunk of rock, huge, whereas a meteor is like a smaller part of an asteroid, or maybe even a comet. Then of course, as we know, most of these burn up in our atmosphere and we see them as shooting stars. But there are some that break through, and they actually get called meteorites if they make contact with the Earth. So looking at the scriptures, it's not going to be a meteor or a meteorite, more rightly, that's going to cause this catastrophe. It's going to be more like an asteroid size. Now, we have some major freshwater rivers in the world, and one of the most impressive is the Amazon in South America. It alone accounts for 20% of all flowing fresh water on the planet. Millions depend on the Amazon for drinking, for feeding livestock, and irrigation of crops. So you can imagine what would happen if the Amazon was turned bitter. Another great river in the world is on the African continent called the Nile. And again, this is a very, very long river, and millions depend upon that fresh water. And these are just a couple of the most major ones in the world. So could an asteroid turn fresh water bitter? So the first thing you would think about when it comes to like an asteroid event is the actual size of it. So according to scientists, it would take an asteroid about 60 miles wide to be an actual global killer. So we know, if we're going by the scriptures, that the world actually carries on. So this asteroid can't be a big asteroid to that size. So again, according to scientists, an asteroid about 8 miles wide impacting the Earth at 30,000 miles an hour would end a lot of life, most life on the planet. Basically, an asteroid that's 200 feet wide hitting the Earth at 30,000 miles an hour would be as powerful as an atom bomb. So again, this asteroid, according to the scriptures, wouldn't be that large, but enough to somehow affect a third of the fresh water on the planet. Also, this asteroid could bring with it smaller asteroids as well, hitting different places on the Earth. We know from previous asteroids that they do contain sulfur, arsenic, and mercury, all of which could contaminate fresh water and make it bitter. Also, the effects of an asteroid hit would send plumes of sulfur up into the atmosphere, affecting rainfall. So according to science, yes, a sizable asteroid could affect fresh water. Now, NASA and other agencies have near-Earth object collision trackers. And from what they can see at the moment, there's no major threats coming anytime soon. However, those are the ones that are being monitored. What about the ones that can't be monitored? These would be the asteroids that are in and around the sun that we can't actually see at the moment. These are the ones that would be of concern. So you have to ask yourself the question, are asteroids real? Yes. So if there were strategic hits, like on the Amazon and the Nile, could a third of all fresh water be turned bitter? Yes. Have there been asteroids that have hit the Earth before? Yes. So scientifically, all the elements could be in place and possible to cause this catastrophe. The answer is yes. So again, could a third of fresh water be turned bitter? Well, again, we look at events that have taken place as well. Unprecedented worldwide earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. So there's plenty of elements to actually make this event happen. So far in the series, I'm just trying to put on the first layer of this teaching, just a nice, good foundation, showing some kind of real basic science, just to sort of illustrate that these things are actually possible. But what I haven't went into in great detail, which I will in time, is the power and the reality of God. His capabilities have been able to make these things happen. After all, as Christians, we believe that he created the heavens and the earth. To him, causing these things that we see, pretty easy stuff for an all-powerful God. But we can't explain much of these things scientifically, and quite rightly so. But in the end, all of these 21 judgments originate in heaven. They're all in a specific order and happen in a specific time frame. But we'll go back into that and look at that a bit later. At the moment, let's just keep it simple. That's what I just keep saying, let's keep it simple. It's so easy to want to go on ahead and read various bits and pieces and so on, but you just focus on one piece at a time, one piece at a time, and one piece at a time, and it builds. And then we start putting stuff on top. So extremely heavy, this one, extremely heavy. I suppose one of the good things about the 21 judgments, it does show that there's no global killer asteroid that's going to come, but there will be some sort of an asteroid that could cause an event like this. So the next judgment is the fourth trumpet, and that's when a third of the sun, the moon and the stars are darkened. When you couple together all the different events from beforehand, that's not too difficult to believe either. But we'll go into that. I really want to show you that. But yeah, really, really heavy, and we're only halfway through. But hopefully it's piecing together that all these things are very, very possible. But as I keep seeming to say during these teachings, guys, it's maybe just enough for now. Coupled together, that's probably enough for now. But listen, thank you so much for watching this series and listening to these teachings. I just really hope you enjoy it. I hope you find these subjects just fascinating and just amazing to really think about, And again, we're just laying the foundation. We've got so much more to come in this teaching. So listen, God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, we're all as YouTubers, I've got to say, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notifications. That'll be awesome. Loads of videos coming this year. For now, God bless.